chili and lemongrass. On the plate, the best mix of colour, texture and flavour. Welcome to the wild, fabulous world of Malaysian food. One of the yummiest and most intense on earth.
Join our food safari to learn the secrets of spicy beef rendang, a cheats laksa that takes just minutes, the sexiest noodles on earth, and a dessert of tiny pearls.
Malaysian food has so much variety. You know, you got the Chinese, the Indian, the Malay, the Portuguese has an influence in there, and the combination of spices is so immense.
Penang-born Jess Ong is a chef in a five-star hotel restaurant, but the food he loves comes from an earthier source, hawker stalls and his own kitchen.
Oh, we think spice. We think about things that tickling your taste bud, you know, and just make your taste bud jump up and down with this hot and spicy thing. And chili is the main thing. Okay, this is a soy section. It's all different type of soy sauce. This one I use.
It looks very thick.
Yeah, it's thick. It's caramelized, right? So soy caramel, thick caramel sauce, and then you got the ketchup manis, right? The Malaysian they use a lot. Ketchup manis means sweet, and a lot of Malaysians use it in the rendang, sometimes in the marinade of the satay. You know, you got that nice sweet soy flavour to it.
So you rarely use just one sort of soy sauce?
You don't use one, you have plenty. This is a fried tofu. One of the main ingredients in laksa, you're gonna have the tofu. So the tofu itself becomes a sponge. It absorbs all the flavour of the coconut milk, the spices, the herbs, and chili. And when you cut it open, it just bursts of the flavour. It's just delicious, absolutely fantastic to eat.
God, you sold me.
Yes. And tamarind paste.
And describe the flavour.
More like sour, fruity, sour pulp. Excellent for fish, dry anchovy or ikan bilis. Soak them in water, then deep fry it until crunchy. It's absolutely delicious. And this dry shrimps form the basis for laksa paste. And this is also one of the main ingredients for sambal. So you make the chili and sambal very sweet and delicious and tangy. The shrimp paste or belacan, and this has an awful smell, but it tastes delicious. And in a lot of Malaysian food, sambal paste is so important to the dishes. Now, this is lapchong, or cured pork sausages. You cut it very thin slice, you fry with noodles. Now, this is bandana leaves, and it's sort of like an Asian vanilla essence, and excellent, you know, to make sago pudding, desserts, even rice. You can get fragrant rice with it.
One of the hallmarks of Malaysian food is the combination of textures, tastes and temperature. The national dish, nasi lemak, is a celebration of crunchy and creamy, with its deep-fried anchovies and boiled egg, cold slivers of pickled vegetables and steaming hot curries, all built around fragrant coconut pandan rice. Chef Alvin Tan has been making it for decades.
Look how nice it is.
Tell me what it is that you love about the coconut rice.
Oh, the coconut rice, as opposed to cooking plain rice just with water, is actually cooked in coconut cream or coconut milk, and it brings out the flavor because of its richness. We call it lemak because lemak is anything that cooks with coconut milk, and it goes well with any other curries.
So what sort of rice do you use?
You can use just plain long grain rice, and you can just use jasmine rice too to give it a bit more fragrant. Just wash it.
Alvin rinses 3 cups of rice to remove the starch.
Just twice, a couple of times will be good enough.
Then adds 200 mils of coconut milk
It's better when you open up the can, you give it a stir because some of the coconut milk will settle at the bottom.
and an equal amount of water into a rice cooker.
Nice piece of fresh ginger here. Not too much, just about. Normally we just measure like half a thumb size. Yeah, that's an easy measurement. Yeah. So just scrape off the skin off. Just bruise it a little bit.
That's easy.
Okay, yep. And you get a piece of pandan leaf.
He splits the pandan leaf and ties it in a knot. So that releases all its
release
flavour?
the flavor, yeah. Half a teaspoon of salt.
He then cooks it for 15 to 20 minutes until the house fills with the aromas of pandan and coconut.
Because it's so rich that you need some other accompaniments to go with it. And rendang is one of the classical dishes that actually goes with nasi lemak.
To make the most tender, spicy beef rendang, Alvin starts by removing some of the seeds from 6 dried chilies. And you like the dry chili also because it has a raisiny flavour?
Yeah, it's kind of raisiny and it makes it a bit hotter because it's been dried so that it's concentrated.
Softens them with boiling water, ready to make a spice paste.
So we're going to use about 2 medium-sized Spanish onions. We're going to use 5 cloves of the garlic. Next one we're going to use some galangal. So what you do is, the skin is quite tough. We're going to take off the skin. We're going to peel off the skin.
It's like a ginger, but it's got a
different flavor and it's much more stronger than ginger.
Yeah.
Yep, so just cut it. The other one that we're going to use is some ginger. Cut them in the slices. It is a lovely lemongrass, or we call it serai in Malaysia.
Serai?
Yep.
So with Malaysian curries, all the work is in the preparation?
Yeah, it's in the wet paste.
Yeah.
But this also has to be finely chopped because it's hard to blend because they're quite tough. I just put it in a little liquidizer or a blender.
Ah. That's a handy device.
Yeah, this is the dried chili as it got softened. Okay, I'm going to make use of a little bit of water to help to liquidize. It's a very handy little gadget. Okay, that should be fine enough. You can just smell it, it's really fragrant.
Wow,
That's really good,
That's
isn't it?
amazing.
Yes.
Fantastic.
The chili, sort of weave it up through your nose.
Well, that certainly doesn't smell like something that you'd buy in a jar.
No, definitely
it's
not.
It's intense and fresh.
And what you're going to do is fry them in about half cup of oil. You can use any blended vegetable or just canola oil. We need a fair bit of oil in there because otherwise it's too dry and it might get burned. So the oil helps it to prevent it from sticking. Okay, there's a turmeric leaf.
Ooh.
It's very fragrant. For rendang, you have to have the turmeric leaf. It's like give you the unique flavor in the rendang.
So how many leaves do you use for
this one, we just use about 3/4 of it. Yeah. Okay, the other flavoring fresh herbs you're going to use is lime leaves, the kaffir lime leaves.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. And just roll it.
Well, that's a good tip.
Just give it a tight roll,
Yeah.
and then you just have to slice it thinly.
Oh, that smells so good.
So you can just put together with the turmeric leaf. After about 3 to 4 minutes, that's when the time you actually can put the beef. What I'm using now is the top side. So you can use round, you can use shin beef or gravy beef. So at this moment, we can actually put in the coconut milk. So we're going to use about 1 cup. The next thing we need to do is we're going to put in some curry powder in there to give it extra flavor. Okay, maybe you can put in the coconut in here.
Then a key ingredient to the rendang, desiccated coconut, dry toasted over a low heat.
See, it started to get quite brown pretty fast.
Then it's ground and added to the rendang.
So we're going to season it a bit.
And thick soy sauce to add flavour and colour. the toasted coconut makes it thicker.
Yeah, make it thicker and give you the flavor. And this will take at least about 1 hour to 1¼ hour, depending on the cut of the beef they're using. Okay, mate, we just have a taste and see how it goes.
Fantastic. I've been waiting on this.
Okay, there you
beautiful.
are. Yes, it is. It should be tender enough.
Beautiful. Thank you.
How does
Wow.
it taste like?
Everything I
tasty.
love about Malaysian food is here.
Oh, that's
it's
good.
like flavour dialed up to 11. It's tender, it's spicy.
So do you taste the turmeric leaf?
Oh, I taste about 15 flavours all at once. For sheer tactile pleasure, restaurateur Simon Goh says there's nothing quite as good as making Malaysia's favourite bread, thin as a whisper, flaky golden roti.
Okay, this is the art of roti.
The art of roti. And tell me how roti fits into the Malaysian food spectrum.
Okay, if you don't feel like having rice, then you have roti.
So
Or-
roti can scoop up curries.
You know, the way we do things, Maeve, it's like when we eat, we just say we just had a rice meal
Okay.
or a roti meal.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
So this is where it comes in. Now we're gonna have a roti meal today.
I'd say so. It's looking good.
Okay. So we have to be zoned in, and then we just flip it. So this way we are getting the bubbles to come in. So when a bubble comes in, it becomes flakier. Now we just a light sprinkle.
What sort of oil do you
That's
use?
just olive oil or, you know, vegetable oil. The only reason why we do that so that the roti can then fall easily.
Wow.
Okay, there you go.
Thinner than paper.
Yeah, it is. It's okay. So
Wow.
by pulling in the edges to make it into an envelope.
The roti's cooked on a hot plate, then get some special treatment.
Okay, Maeve, this is the trick.
The trick.
The trick.
That's so much
Yeah,
fun.
there you go, Maeve.
That's great.
It's all about fluffing it up.
Chicken
Yeah,
curry. Beautiful. Lovely thick sauce. Okay.
All right,
And then you just pull it apart.
pull it apart. All right, just pull it apart. Okay, this is our work of art.
Yummy.
Cheers.
That's great, Simon. Does this have a name?
We call this roti Maeve.
Oh, you're very good. If there's one dish Australians adore, it's laksa, something architect Aryan Mansour can whip up in 10 minutes.
Well, it's sort of, you know, everyone has this idea that laksa, you have about 1 billion ingredients that go in, and they do.
Yeah.
But you can get the paste, it's quite easy to throw them in. But, you know, like with all sorts of different pastes, I sort of like to throw in a little bit of extra and just give that kick. Shallots, garlic, ginger, and depending on how spicy you want it to be, put in a chili or two. I'm gonna put in a little bit of dried prawns as well. And also, when you blend them, you're gonna add a little bit of water in there as well. All right, that's it. The next thing we're going to do is peel the prawns.
Okay.
Just before you actually start making the broth, you just sort of fry the skin for a little bit, get that flavour out of the skin.
That's clever.
It's got this great fragrance to it. You can tell they're done when they turn red. They're starting to turn red.
Oh, that smells really nice.
Stand back.
Stand back, okay.
Then you can start throwing in the laksa paste.
Oh, that looks full of flavour. Now, this is for 2 people.
For 2
Yeah.
people. So you do about half a jar for 2 people. Next thing is throw in the water. You need about 1 litre of water. And then just let it simmer for about 10 minutes. In the meantime, you can throw in a bit of fish sauce and the coconut cream. Okay, throw in about 3/4. Just the fish balls. And so just throw that all in. This is essential in laksa.
Essential.
Essential. You cut them in half so that it can soak in the flavour.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that looks beautiful.
And we might squeeze in a little bit of lime now.
Arian blanches 2 types of noodles, rice vermicelli and egg noodles. Then in the same water, poaches the prawns.
Just pour the broth into the noodles and then garnish it with all the lovelies that we've got to the side.
Wow. The garnish includes shredded chicken, coriander, spring onion, fried shallots and a lime wedge. That is fantastic. I can't believe you did that so quickly.
I'm glad you like it.
It's beautiful.
It's easy.
A main staple of Malaysian food is noodles. Here, silky egg noodles are made fresh every day for use in stir-fries and soups, and rice noodles in delicious char kway teow. This is one of the famous favourite dishes of Malaysia.
Malaysian hawker. You can find them in every corner of Malaysia.
Hawker stalls or street food vendors in Asia use a wok and a fierce flame to caramelise the noodles and create a smoky flavour that devotees call the breath of the wok, a style of cooking becoming popular in Australia. Chef Jess Ong has developed a version of char kway teow that can be prepared at home.
Always want to maintain the heat, and that's the thing about cooking fried kway teow. Always have that heat.
To maintain the heat, the ingredients need to be chopped first. And a good tip from Jess is to heat the noodles for a minute in the microwave.
The first thing I do, right, this lap cheong, the sausages, fish ball now. I want to just brown these, get all this flavour in this one. This is shallots. Some garlic, crunchy garlic. Give it a little bit nice crisp them up.
So this is amounts just for one person, eh?
That's correct. For you.
Oh, thank you.
I know, by the way, this is your favourite dish, mate. So I know your favourite dish.
It is.
So we're cooking it just for you today.
Great.
All right? So you got that.
Gotta
See,
work
that's beautiful.
quickly.
There, look.
Yeah, it's very
Coming
golden.
good now. 1.5 handful, so just for one, just for you. Maybe a little bit more because you're hungry.
Yeah, I'm a noodle girl.
So you get that little bit of duck soy in there.
Ah,
And a bit of light soya.
dark and light soy.
Light and dark soya.
Yeah.
We're gonna cook some prawns on the side, right? So the prawn will still be cooking. Okay, the next one, we're gonna put eggs. Just half cook it. Don't want it to completely cook coated it. And then you quickly fold it. You can see that it's coming together nicely. Look at it. Beautiful.
That looks really nice.
Now, then you finish off bean sprouts. Gotta have the bean sprout. They give you a little bit of crunch to it. Garlic chive, lots of garlic chive. That's ready. Oh, nice and glistening, huh? Looks good.
Wow, Jess, it's a masterpiece.
Just like you find in a hawker store.
Lovely.
Yeah,
That's
mate.
a good, generous
As
soup.
your lunch?
Oh, my favourite dish. That's my big
Chin chin.
chin chin.
Oh,
That's great.
that's delicious.
That is delicious. Well, that is
Sorry.
delicious, if I may say.
Nice. Oh.
Malaysia's answer to the cappuccino is tea tarik or kopi tarik. Milky tea or coffee poured from one jug to another, each time getting frothier and lighter. A great finish to a meal, along with some of the desserts. Malaysian sweets are as vibrant and colourful as the main courses, flavoured with pandan and coconut. They're silky, custardy and incredibly Moorish, and a lot of hard work. Alice Tan and her husband Paul make a range of steamed rice flour and coconut milk sweets called kueh in their small restaurant in the northern suburbs of Sydney. You find it relaxing? Not so much. It's hard work.
Yes, hard work. It's a very different skill to it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's right. Wow, it's good.
There you go.
How about that? You have to put into the steamer and steam it for 5 minutes, then ready to eat. When you see somebody bite into it and say, oh, yum, you know, then you know that it's perfect.
An easier dessert to make at home is sago pudding. Suzanne Goh has turned all her Sydney friends onto her favourite childhood dessert.
Probably about 4 ingredients. You've got the palm sugar, you've got the sago, a bit of sugar to add into the palm sugar for taste, and coconut milk. The bigger the pot, the better, because when you put the sago into boil, the sago won't stick together and it doesn't become lumpy. So we just keep stirring and boiling till it starts floating to the top.
There we are.
Yes, there's not much left. See, there's a bit of white there in the middle, but as it cools down, it disappears and just becomes transparent. So you know it's cooked. That's why they call it pearl sagos. They look like little pearls.
It is. It's beautiful.
And now it's time to rinse it under cold water to get rid of the starch, any starch that's in the water. We need to beat an egg white, okay?
This is Mum's tip, is it?
Yeah, this is a little trick of the trade. When you pour the sago in and mix it together, the sago, the pearls don't stick together. Now we just put it in the fridge to set, probably for an hour. We can do the palm sugar syrup. This is a piece of palm sugar. I've got just like half a cup of water. It becomes a syrup, but quite a thick syrup, not too watery. Palm sugar in itself is not that sweet, so normally we add a bit of sugar in it. This is about 4 tablespoons.
That looks beautifully rich and dark.
Yes. So we just strain the palm sugar.
Wow, beautiful. Look at those little pearls.
Coconut milk goes with the sago, gula melaka, yes.
Oh,
See
it's
how
got
the
a
sugar's thickened a bit?
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Syrupy. This looks beautiful. Oh, wow.
Delicious.
It is delicious.
Yeah.
Please tell me it's good for me.
Oh, it's very healthy. Healthy, Maeve, very healthy.
On our next safari, the fire and passion of Portuguese food, from an easy barbecue version of the famous chicken to a deliciously wicked dessert.
Mine is a very high. You know what happened? It looks easy, isn't it?
You made it on, yeah.
Yeah, because you know
Oh.
probably you press too
I
hard.
pressed it too hard.
Not too deep, yeah.
Oh.
So still good.
Thank you.